It's been a while since I last made a video on Kyrie Irving, and to be honest, at this point, I'm fairly confident that my simulation has to be broken. I mean, honestly, I don't typically make videos on this channel unless there's something that really makes my eyes pop and I'm like, all right, I gotta share this with Mike Mafia. And this is definitely one of them. So I have to give you a little bit of a disclaimer because I'm fairly self-aware. Some people like to claim that I'm a Kyrie Irving hater. I try to be as unbiased as possible, but I feel like every commentator says that. So take with that what you will. Of course, if you want to enter for a chance to win NBA 2K22, usually when I'm sleep deprived, I mess this up, and I currently am sleep deprived, but I won't mess this up. If you want a chance to win NBA 2K2, if you want a chance to win NBA 2K22, all you have to do is subscribe and hit that notification bell and let me know in the comment section down below what console you are and on what social media I could reach you on, either Twitter or Instagram. You could also go to like my Instagram or Twitter and like tweet at me what console you're on. Anyway, so I could like reach you. I'm going to be giving away 5 copies. I'm going to be announcing the giveaway winners within the next 2 weeks. And we're also doing a live podcast on Laced Up tomorrow with myself, Mike Korzemba, and Get Like Coop. If you guys want to come in, talk to us, ask us questions live, this is the best time to do it. Now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? I think Kyrie Irving is one of the most talented individuals in the entire NBA, and I really appreciate how what he says to the media is what you typically get. He's not afraid to be controversial, but at the same time, some of the stuff he says and some of the stuff he does just makes me scratch my head. An example of this was his belief that the world is flat. Not necessarily what they taught me when I was pursuing my master's in biomedical sciences, but hey, to each their own. Whether he believes the earth is flat or he doesn't believe the earth is flat, it doesn't really affect me. He could believe the earth is flat. But what's really weird is at times, Kyrie Irving is willing to go a crazy distance to show the entire world how different he is. Last year, for some reason, he had some beef with the media and went on some crusade against the media and didn't want to do interviews until Kevin Durant literally got into a live with him and was like, yo, Kyrie, do your goddamn interviews, man. Last year, something that he did that really impressed me was he got paid millions of dollars to be one of the best basketball players in the NBA, to be on one of the most phenomenal teams in the NBA. And I think my favorite part of this is he kind of had this demeanor of there's more things important to life than basketball. Meanwhile, he joined the 50-40-90 club as he was saying that, which is without a doubt one of his best seasons to date. And I thought that was really badass personally. But the thing about Kyrie Irving that just always irked me personally is throughout his career, he's constantly been given what he wants, and then once he gets it, he seems to get bored. So he's like, okay, I gotta stir up the pot a little bit. An example, Cleveland Cavaliers stink, right? The moment he got drafted, that team was going nowhere. He was on a team that honestly had zero hope whatsoever. LeBron James comes back, they are contenders, they make it to multiple NBA finals, they win a championship. Eventually, Kyrie Irving comes out and says, okay, no, I want my own team. He gets traded to one of the most prestigious teams in the entire NBA with one of the most passionate fan bases in the entire NBA, a city where Tom Brady became the greatest football player of all time, and he's adored for it. And yet, he comes out and says, hey, I'm going to re-sign with the Boston Celtics, and then decides to go to the Brooklyn Nets. Which, fine, apparently he had some personal issues, that's why he did it. If you ask me, the Brooklyn Nets were a better opportunity. He got to team up with Kevin Durant. I respect it. Brooklyn's home for him. I get it. But then he gets to Brooklyn, and when he's in Brooklyn, there's a point where in his first season without Kevin Durant, he comes out and says that the team needs more help. You know, and I've cited this quote multiple times. I didn't really like this because he kind of threw his whole team under the bus as the Brooklyn Nets were underperforming. And what's funny to me is the Brooklyn Nets were actually performing better without Kyrie Irving than with Kyrie Irving at the time of this quote. He came out after a few games or one game, I don't exactly remember, this is from January of 2020, saying it's transparent, it's out there, it's glaring in terms of the pieces that we need in order to be at that next level. I'm going to continue to reiterate it. We're going to do the best with the guys that we have in our locker room now, and we'll worry about all the other stuff in terms of moving pieces and everything else as an organization down the line in the summer. It's just something that we signed up for. We knew what we were coming into at the beginning of the season. Guys were going down left and right. DeAndre Jordan got hurt tonight. Wilson Chandler is coming back. We've got complimentary young guys as well that have done a great job over the last 3 years. Collectively, I feel like we have great pieces, but it's pretty glaring that we need one more piece or two more pieces that will complement myself, KD, DJ, GT, Spence, Karis, and we'll see how that evolves. And guess what ended up happening? When Kevin Durant came back, he got that too. A few games into finally teaming up with Kevin Durant, the Brooklyn Nets were able to get him James Harden. And then the Brooklyn Nets were able to get LaMarcus Aldridge. And then the Brooklyn Nets were able to get Blake Griffin. And then that's not it, man. This team is a freaking super team. And come on. I know some of these players are way past their prime, like Paul Millsap's like 37. Blake Griffin isn't necessarily jumping out of the gym anymore, but they're a freaking loaded team. And I said this from the very beginning that the Brooklyn Nets were assembled. And I'll stand by this take because it seems to be coming to fruition. The only thing that can stop the Brooklyn Nets is themselves. You have Kyrie Irving that just loves stirring up the pot. I mean, you remember when he came out and said that this is the first time that he has a teammate that could hit clutch shots.
10 seconds left, 1 point game. Who's shooting? You or Kyrie, KD?
Depends on who's hot. I don't see it as anything other than that. Like 1-3 pick and roll, or it's an ISO for either one of us, or it's something great for our team. One thing I've always been comfortable with is, I felt like I was the best option on every team I played for, down the stretch. This is the first time in my career where I could look down and be like, that motherfucker can make that shot too.
Which is a shot at LeBron James, which he won a championship with, man. Like, come on, show some respect. Like, I know you might be saying, hey, I'm taking things a little bit far and I'm trying to create unnecessary drama, but LeBron came out and straight up admitted that what Kyrie Irving said hurt his feelings.
So when I heard the comment that Kyrie made, I wanted to, not only find the whole transcript, but also call my people, send me the whole transcript. And I heard he did it on Katie's podcast, and I was a little like damn.
Yeah.
Once I got the whole transcript, I was like, damn. I wasn't like, oh, you tripping? I hit game-winning shots my whole life. I was not like that. I was like, damn, because you were there for a couple seasons. I mean, I played with Kyrie for 3 seasons. The whole time while I was there, I only wanted to see him be an MVP of our league. I only cared about his success, and it just didn't align. Yeah. It just didn't align, and we was able to win a championship. Yeah. That's the craziest thing. We were still able to win a championship, and we could never align, but I only cared about his well-being, both on and off the floor, and it kind of hurt me a little bit.
Yeah, did it?
It would bother me too if I won a championship with a guy and he came out and took little shots at me like that. And that's before we get to the latest drama. And this latest drama is the stuff that blows my mind the most. So the NBA is thought of being a very progressive league. As such, if you're a progressive person, you do want to push the vaccine as much as you can. As someone that took a decent amount of classes in biomedical sciences, it's something I pursued for 5 years before dropping out to become a YouTuber. I am very comfortable with the science behind vaccinations. Therefore, I got vaccinated. I'm not here to have a political discussion. What I do think is interesting is Kyrie Irving finally is placed in probably the most Kyrie Irving-like ultimatum, where he has to choose between being different or buying in and making a sacrifice, even if it's something that he doesn't believe in, to win a championship. Now, this gets really wild, to be honest. So according to Adrian Wojnarowski, yesterday, the Brooklyn Nets came out and said that they were prepared to make hard decisions on Kyrie Irving. Now, if Kyrie Irving remains unvaccinated, the Nets could be faced soon with a decision on whether they'll allow Kyrie Irving to come and go with the team in and out of New York, or just keep him sidelined altogether. Now, the Nets have been outwardly supportive of Irving's process to consider vaccination and believe they've listened, supported, and educated him. But the franchise's collective patience will be increasingly tested the longer that Irving stops short of committing to join the team on a full-time basis. So Bobby Marks explains how much Kyrie could lose this year, and overall, if he misses 2 preseason games, $762,000. If he misses all of his home game, it's $15.6 million. If he misses 2 games at New York, $762,000. Bonuses, $413,000, and playoff bonuses really depend on how the year goes. Overall, he could miss $381,000 for every missed home game. And I guess everyone has their beliefs, and it's not necessarily the most ideal situation, especially when you have the NBA union boss kind of being upset at Kyrie Irving because 95 or 96% of the NBA is vaccinated, but one of the biggest stars in the NBA are not vaccinated. But this is where things get interesting, because apparently Kyrie Irving is going really far in this. There is a Rolling Stones article that came out, and I apologize if I laugh, because I'm sorry, I feel like this is absolutely absurd. This part, I'm going to admit, I think is absolutely absurd. So Kyrie Irving liked this Instagram post, and it's a conspiracy theorist Instagram post that claims that there's secret societies that are implanting vaccines in a plot to connect black people to a master computer for a quote-unquote plan of Satan. And I don't want to leave a link to it. I could leave a link to the Rolling Stones article and you can find it yourself. But with all due respect, if you don't want to take the vaccine because you might get a reaction from it, which is a very slight chance that happens, I haven't really heard of anything, then fine. But if the main reason why you're not getting the vaccine is because you think it's a plot to connect black people to a master computer for a plan of Satan, that's a different problem. Look, man, if you truly believe that, this is what is connecting you to a master computer for a plan of Satan, your phone. Nothing else. And if you think that's controversial, I understand, but that's my take on this whole situation. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is Kyrie Irving is now missing Brooklyn Nets practices, and he was barred from attending the team's media day in person because of his status in violation of the vaccine mandate from New York City. Now, the Brooklyn Nets don't have any plans of moving practice just to accommodate Kyrie Irving, so this is very interesting. This is like the ultimate Kyrie Irving problem. You know, is he going to buy in and is he going to get vaccinated, or is he going to really use this moment to take a stand against something that he doesn't believe in? I feel really bad for Kevin Durant because he reacted to this entire situation as I was editing this video, and just listen to, I mean, I didn't hear this directly, but as you read it, it sounds like he's so defeated, saying that I'm envisioning Kyrie being a part of our team. Maybe I'm just naive, but that's just how I feel. But everybody here has that confidence in themselves in our group that if we keep doing it, we can do something special. Call me crazy, maybe this is controversial, but I don't think the Brooklyn Nets need Kyrie Irving to win a championship. Yes, it makes it easier, but I do think between James Harden, Kevin Durant, and all the pieces around them, they have what it takes to win a championship without Kyrie Irving. But it would just be a shame that he would miss out on an opportunity to do something special with a very special group of guys, which I agree with Kevin Durant on. I don't know. Personally, I just think it's funny because once again, Kyrie Irving in a situation that I feel like many of us would dream of, on a team that clearly could win an NBA championship this year, on a team that multiple people are depending on him to win a championship with this year. But now, instead of that, you're hearing him in trade rumors, which is bizarre to me. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this. I hope my comments didn't offend you, and it wasn't my intention if they did. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.